Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday morning, Tuesday evening, and still sick. Still sick. It's been a solid 10 days now at this point, and still sick. I have the most courageous cold, I think, in the whole world. I have a cold that will make all other colds kind of go away. I blame COVID. I might even have COVID right now. I'm kidding. I don't have COVID. It's kind of weird. It's actually fascinating. I got the COVID vaccine. I've been sticking keys to my head all day. I'm kidding again. Have you seen those TikToks of all those dumbasses out there putting keys on the arm after they get the vaccine, saying that they implanted a chip in the arm? Yo, here's what I got to say to people who say these insane things about, like, the COVID vaccine is this, this COVID vaccine's that. What the COVID vaccine is, it will save your life and it will save other people's lives. I'm not going to go on a rant here. Don't listen to me about if you should get the vaccine or not. But the thing that's always, I cut my lip today shaving. I cut my lip right here. And I'm not cutting my hair. I've almost cut my hair a few times now. So much to the point where I actually set up a hair cuttery appointment, and I went ahead and canceled it because I want to get the beautiful locks. My hair curls a little bit, and I kind of want to see where that curl takes me. I want to grow my hair out Jason Momoa style, and I've been publicly telling people now. So I have to do it, man. I have to do it. I got to grow my hair out. I got to look like Jesus because it's what I'm telling people. So, but thank you guys so much for joining me. Definitely sick. I think I blame COVID for it. But all those people who are out there, there's not a lot of people, but it's social media. So if there's one person that gets 10,000 retweets, it gets shared all over on TikTok and stuff. And it's kind of fascinating because people have phones, people have watches. I have water in my watch. I need to fix that. I'm not going to fix that right now because I'm a professional podcaster. People have all these things that track them. You know, the government tracks, Apple tracks you on your phone, it tracks you on your watch, it tracks you on your AirPods, it tracks you. You know, no one cares. It tracks your car. Nobody cares. Right? Nobody cares about if they're tracked. No one cares about the government's reading your stuff. Like, maybe they do care, but what are you going to do? You're just not going to have an iPhone anymore? Like, what are you actually going to do to stop the government from tracking you? You're not going to do anything. If you actually cared, you might do something, but odds are you won't do anything. You know, you're just going to go to work the next day and do whatever, which is understandable. But these people, they truly believe that the government is going to go the way that the government. So here you go. You got the whole government sitting down like, okay, how are we going to track these people? We want to know what these people are doing. What are we going to do? Well, we could just, tap into the iPhones that we already have, that everybody has, that these Androids that everybody has, and, these watches that everybody has, these cars that everybody has. We could just use that. But there's that one crazy person in the back who's like, nah, man, let's take a vaccine and let's put a tracker in the vaccine, and then we can track everybody. And then you're going to tell me everybody in the government's like, yeah, dude, let's do that? It's crazy. These people are wilding out. You hear some nutty people talk about some crazy ass things, but that is what it is. It is what it is. People are, I got to constantly remind myself, humanity is beautiful because we run on such a spectrum, not just autism, but just on a spectrum. We are a collection of just chaos. Like, we are a collection of chaos, man. Like, I've been reading a lot about, I'm in a class right now. It's called Business Experience, BizX 460. It's my summer class. I'm taking at Towson, and I'm graduating this spring. And I have to read a book. The book's fine. I don't know. It's a fine book. It's called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's a self-help book, and I'm not one for self-help books. It's forwarded by the guy who wrote the book Good to Great. I'm not anti self-help books. I'm just not pro self-help books. I'm more of a nonfiction reader, with evidence and facts. I like reading books that are dark, that are, logical, straight to the point. I don't like hoorah kind of stuff. I used it when I was younger, 18, 19, 20, 21. I used a lot of motivation to really get myself up off the ground. And then once I got myself up off the ground, I started to use myself as my motivation. Like if I want to do something, the older you get, the more you realize no one is going to do anything for you, and you're just going to have to do it yourself. And that's fine. And honestly, that's the way it should be. If it was any other way, you're going to eventually fail. It's one of the things that you see come along with people who are, rich kids from rich families. Like there's an issue with that because you never learn the skills to adapt and survive in your own life. I don't know what I'm saying, but I think what I was trying to say is that this book it's okay. It's a book where they talk about like the left side, the right side of the brain, which whenever that comes up, I'm like, oh my God, what are you talking about? Like, that's not really a thing. Like those setups in your brain they cross each side, that they're referring to. And it's always weird to me when like a non-medical expert, especially a non-neuroscientist, is talking about neuroscience. It's one of those aspects where it just kind of makes me go like, I don't know if you should be entering this part of the conversation. Like right side of the brain is creative dominant, left side of the brain is logical dominance, and it's like I don't know if that's true, and if it is true, I'm gonna be skeptical if you tell me, because what are you? You're a mentor, you're a self-help expert. Like it's not for me. But yeah, I'm also reading a book called The Gulag Archipelago by Alexander Solzhenitsyn, and it's honestly, it's really good. It's really good. I would be done with it by now, but I'm reading it during my class, so I have to I got to read that book, which is all about the Russian Revolution and the gulags and, just the history of Russia, not even the history, but just timestamps and personal experiences of people's time in the Soviet Union, USSR, and, Joseph Stalin, and, just the way Russia operates. It's such a fascinating country. It's weird. I've never been into Russia. I've never really thought about Russia. I've never really been into, I've never heard anything about the USSR, right? I know like I know the most basic information, but there's such an aggressive, deep history of Russia, and it's not really taught to Americans, and we don't really learn about it in school, and the only thing that we get from Russia is the Cold War, right? Like this idea that you can blow us up, we can blow you up, and we can both blow up the whole world. So we gotta come up with a mutual plan to not do that. But you don't really learn about the early, 20th century of Russia, the late 18th century. You don't learn about the Romanovs, like the long legacy, 600 years of Nicholas Tsar, and how that came to an end, and how he was murdered, and how that led to the Bolsheviks revolution taking over, which led eventually to Stalin. And when World War II was coming to an end, it was because of Stalin and Russia, and that led to them basically taking over Europe, and just the continuing issues between countries like Poland and Hungary, and cities like Budapest and Prague, and there's so much history there that you just don't really know about. No one really talks about it. And maybe it's because I'm an American, and Americans don't talk about anything that's not related to America. And even in that same vein, we don't talk about America. Like we talk about white America. We don't talk about America. We don't talk about all the chaos that we've done to people in this country to be where we are today. We're not honest with conversations. We have this idea that we are the most incredible country in the whole world, and I would agree with that. But what comes with that is a lack with the ignorance of other countries. Especially countries like Russia that have been around for so long. They've been dominant forever. But it's fascinating, kind of like to balance this incredible, some people say the best nonfiction book in the history of humankind, the Gulag Archipelago, with 7 habits for highly effective people. It's such a dichotomy, one's like reality and one's ideal. Like one's spoken from experience, one's spoken from, probably an author, not accusations, but probably an author taking Adderall and, who's probably borderline narcissist. Like that's always been my thing with those books. They seem so narcissistic. They seem like the authors are just, I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of just rambling on here, and I feel like shit, dude. I feel so sick. It's probably because COVID has weakened everyone's immune system. I'm just speaking nonsense. It's probably not true at all. But I feel like since everyone has had a mask on for the last year and 2 months, everyone's immune system hasn't been tested. It hasn't been sick, and you're seeing it now. Like, I would love to see it. I wonder if there's any stories on it. Common cold. There's got to be news stories popping off on it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. This is from Vice. June 4th, 2021. What do you call it when you get a runny nose, a fever, and a cough? As TikTokers are discovering, that's not a new mysterious illness, just the plain old common cold. On TikTok, some users have noticed that they've been getting sicker than they remember being in the past. These users don't have COVID-19 and don't have strep, but they also don't know what they're suffering from. This is retarded. What are these people talking about? Why, dude, TikTok is such a weird world. I downloaded TikTok a long time ago because I knew it was going to be a huge app. I didn't think it was going to be the biggest app in the country, in the world. But let me just show you. I made my first TikTok. What is this? Is this shipped? I made my first TikTok. Oh no, I made it way before that. I don't even know. Because I deleted a bunch of my videos because I wanted to grow my TikTok page at one point because COVID and I was locked down. I had nothing else to do. But in order to do that, they say you got to like delete a lot of videos, and then so you're super consistent. You don't want like large gaps where you haven't uploaded. I don't know if I can find this. Member since, switch to pro accounts, security and login, promote, balance, share profile, push notifications, content preference, join TikTok testers. No, I'm okay. I don't know. I've been on there probably since September 2019. Like, I've been on there for a while. But I didn't know it was going to take... I mean, it's literally taking over the world. It's the biggest thing out there right now. So let's not... And some TikToks... Okay, I don't really care about what TikTokers are saying about the common cold. More people are experiencing common cold, sore throats following return of pre-hygiene. There you go. Fox 59. Let's see what they have to say about it. Because, like, I'm sick out of my mind. Like, 10 days, dude. I was eating pizza, and I had to stop eating my pizza because my jaw was hurting that bad. Because my lymph nodes are so swollen. Doctors say there's a downside of returning to pre-COVID-19. Hygiene habits, common colds, and sore throats are on the rise. From social gatherings to traveling, many of the things Americans gave up during the pandemic are beginning again, and minor viruses are also making a comeback. With people going lax with precautions, we're starting to see colds, norovirus, and of course, it's allergy season. She says Melissa McCaster is an infectious disease expert with the Marion County Public Health Department. She says easing face mask, and social distancing requirements are playing a part. So how can you tell the difference between a common cold and COVID-19? That can be really difficult because some people have a mild case of COVID-19. The one hallmark sign of COVID-19 is the loss of taste and smell. Maybe I did it. I'm thinking, I don't smell when I have the cold. She recommends getting free COVID-19 to be safe. But yeah, apparently there's a lot of, I'm looking, just what I see here, there's a lot of news stories. Oh, wow. A universal vaccine may soon protect against all coronavirus, including the common cold. This is from Newsweek, May 12th at 5 a.m. It took Barney Graham, Jason McLean, and their collaborators just a weekend in January 2020 to design a novel vaccine they believed would be capable of protecting people against COVID-19. Their design formed the basis of the vaccine that Moderna, Pfizer, and others were eventually used to inoculate millions of Americans as a little more than a year later, pace of development unprecedented. But then, however, two pioneer biologists were already thinking about future pandemics. I don't really care. I don't really care. So take a look around. I'm the whisper in the wind. But I don't know. I should be recovering soon. What else is going on, man? I'm sorry. I've been out of it. We went away. Taylor and I went up to go visit her sister out in Blacksburg, Virginia. Who she goes to Virginia Tech, and Taylor used to go to Virginia Tech, and Taylor might get her PhD, which would be awesome because I would love, honestly, she doesn't listen to my podcast. But if she did, this is for you, Taylor, and you only. I would love to live out there. I know I'm always like, I'm kind of washy. Like it's hard for people to take me serious. But I honestly would. I would love to live out there. I think it'd be really cool to live out there. I would love to get a job out there. Whatever. I'd do whatever. I don't really care. As long as I got money in, and living out there is so much cheaper, dude. And it's honestly a beautiful city. Blacksburg, Virginia is beautiful. It's beautiful during the winter. Obviously it's colder, a little bit more snow. But it's a beautiful city. I would love to live anywhere. Like I'm in no rush. It's been about, I'm recording this on Monday, so it's been a week. It's been 8 days since Riley passed, and it really put a lot of things in perspective. And what it taught me is to just take what's mine. Like I'm so much more protective of my time now. I say no to things I don't want to do. I don't do things that I don't want to do, and I don't give a like I don't care anymore about what people think like at all. It's wild. Like I was at work on Friday and I was like, I got to do this. I'm going to do this right now and I'm not wasting time, and I don't care. I just want to do the best I can. I want to make my money. I want to invest my money. I want to live a life where I'm happy. I want to travel, and I don't give a flying fuck anymore. I just don't, because everything I have could be gone tomorrow. It really could. Like I've read a lot about death. I've read book Denial of Death. I've read a lot about death. I listen to a lot of philosophy about death. And you have no idea what is around the corner, and you don't know. Like I could get a phone call right now that both my parents died in a car accident. I have no idea. And I don't want to live another day in my life where I'm servicing the world. It's about, it sounds crazy. It sounds so selfish, but I'm doing me, bro. Like I don't care anymore about how people view me. I'm me, and I'm authentically me, and I know who I am. And the people closest to me know who I am as well, and the passing of Riley, it really has changed me. I'm going to do me, and I'm going to make my money, and I'm going to travel, and I'm going to work where I want to work, and I'm going to work how long I want to work, and I'm going to do what I want to do. It's not about anybody else anymore. I still have friends. I still love people. I still care about people, but I don't care about how people view me anymore. I just don't. That's gone. That's gone. It's weird. It's wild. It's freeing, honestly. It feels good. It can be nerve-wracking, but the passing of my dog just made me realize that life is short, dude, and And if you think that you have any control in the future, you're just dead wrong. You have zero control of what the future holds. So while you're here, grab it by the effing balls and just take it where you want. And who cares what anyone has to say? I don't care anymore. I love doing this podcast because I want to do this podcast. If people listen, they listen. If they don't listen, that's fine too. I don't care, you know? And the same thing with like my career. Whatever I do as a job, I'm going to make enough money to pay for my rent, have a good time, and save for the future. I don't care what I end up doing. I really don't. You know, I'm going to get my damn degree because that's what I'm going to do, and I want to do it for myself, and it's a huge accomplishment for me. And if I end up at Blacksburg and I'm like, dude, I think I want to do this, I might even go to school there. Like, I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is that I'm happiest when I'm doing things for me and the people closest to me. And I'm unhappy when I'm stretching myself thin and I'm doing things for others, without getting anything in return, you know? And I've always put my life as you should do things for people and not expect anything in return. I'm now at the point where, no, I expect things in return if I do something for somebody. That's just the way it is. And I don't know if that's me becoming, you know, an asshole. I don't know if that's me. I think that's just growing up. I think that's just what happens. Like, you start realizing that people will take advantage of you, and you can either allow that, or you can just say the buck stops here, and you start sticking it to people and make sure that your circle's okay. Make sure that you're okay financially. I think it becomes dangerous when you have that attitude, but you're dead broke and you're not doing anything to make money, because then you're just lazy. And I know I'm not lazy. I know if you put me in the room, I'm probably one of the hardest people in that room. And I will not stop until what I need to get done is done. But once it's done, it's done. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time. So I don't know. I think that's just real. I've learned that. I've also, no, I'm not gonna get into that. Yeah. Actually, Trump was not wearing his pants backwards at a weekend rally. Thanks, man. That's awesome. You know, thank God we have the news. You know, honestly, thank God that NPR is still around. I would be very worried if I went into the week and there was a slight situation where I thought that Trump's pants were backwards. But thank God that Donald Trump seems like he's still the damn president of the country. I mean, people are obsessed with this man, dude. They love this guy to no end, and he has proven to people that he has proven to us that you can be the most popular person in the country, be hated by the country and loved by the other half of the country, and everyone still listens to you. Like, it's wild how much attention this guy gets. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, man. Like, you think he would be out of office if people just wouldn't care anymore. But people love him. People think he's the greatest person around. People who hate him I mean, you know, that the line between love and hate is very thin. And sometimes when you say you don't like somebody, I think it's because you're very jealous of somebody. And, you know, a lot of people who hate on Donald Trump, let's look at that. I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for Joe Biden either. I vote for Joe Jurgensen. I'm very libertarian. I'm very Republican when it comes to finances. When it comes to money, I don't believe in high taxes. I believe in low taxes. I believe in social structures such as, you know, welfare and all that. But I also believe that it can become something that people just fall back on, and it can enable some lazy attributes. I believe in the Second Amendment. Socially, I'm very liberal. I'm very pro. I'm pro-choice. Um, I'm pro healthcare for everybody if it can be done right. I'm pro free education for everybody if it can be done right. I'm pro, not that Republicans aren't, but I'm super pro like LGBTQIA plus. Whatever. I support all that, but I'm not. Um, I don't believe in high tax. I'm very much in the middle. I thought Trump was a good president. I hated the way he spoke to people. He spoke about people. I hate the way that he had a cult following. I thought it was dangerous. I don't think he was the nicest person around. I think Joe Biden is a fine president. I just think he doesn't. I think he's mentally unwell. But I'm also mentally unwell too, and I managed to get by somehow every day. um, I don't know, but like the NPR is talking about his pants, and Trump is considering Ron DeSantis for vice president. I don't know. I can never see DeSantis as a vice president. I could see DeSantis as a president. So what I think might end up happening is, I think Trump will win. I think he will run for 2024, and I think he will win by a landslide in 2024. I think at the end of 4 years, it's gonna be Donald Trump against Kamala Harris, and I think Ron DeSantis is gonna be the vice president for 4 years, and then he's gonna become the president in 2028. I don't know who he's gonna run against. Maybe Candace Owens might be his vice president in 2028, but 2024 will be Donald Trump. He will be the president. It's going to be him against Joe Biden, but I don't think Joe Biden's going to make it that long. I think he's going to end up stepping down. He's going to stay for family reasons, but it's going to be for himself. So 2024 is going to be Donald Trump. He will win. He will become the president. I'm not saying that because I like him. I'm just saying that because that's the truth, and also that's how the pendulum swings. If you look at the history of presidents, it's always, it usually, at least for the past like few decades, it's always gone left, right, left, right, left, right. It's just kind of how it works. People get tired of the same old thing. They want change, and they vote change. And the 2020 election was super hyper political. If it wasn't for COVID, I think Trump would have won by a landslide. I think even if he dealt with it differently, he would have won incredibly high. I think if he didn't call it the Chinese flu or the Kung flu, I think if he denounced white supremacy, I think he also could have won. But he didn't do that, and he did call it the Wuhan flu, and he did call it the Kung flu and the Chinese flu, which honestly the Kung flu was hilarious, but it's it's fucked up. You definitely can't say things like that as a president. It's funny. Like, if it was a comedian, I would have laughed. I mean, I still laughed when Donald Trump said it because it's funny, and it's dangerous, and it encourages racism, right? Because I'm, someone like me, I'm smarter, so I hear that and it's a joke, but it doesn't provoke me to go out and do crazy things to Asians. But for crazy people, it provokes them to go out and do crazy things to Asians because their king said it. And so that's why the title of this podcast is Donald Trump in his pants, because people love talking about him. Damn, there was including a graduation party drive-by an air-based murder-suicide. Jesus Christ, man. The world's starting to open up and people are just losing their damn minds. People don't know what to do, man. Well, the last of Soviet soldier who liberated Auschwitz dies at 98. That's crazy. That's crazy to think, like, there's a whole generation that is just dying off. The World War II generation. They're all dying off. They're dying like that. Those are the greatest textbooks we have, and they're just going. I saw Blue Origin. I'm a heavy investor in a stock. Let me look it out real quick. Of a stock called, it's a QQQ. It's by yours truly, Kathy Wood. And I have 80 shares of it. So I have about $1,600 worth of it, not much. It's going to be my biggest holding though. Eventually, maybe, I don't know. QQQ and S&P are obviously my biggest holdings. But as of right now, it's my third biggest holding. I think it only makes up 11.45% of my portfolio. But you're seeing a huge transition in the world of space exploration that I expected, but I don't think a lot of people expected. United Airlines just bought 15 planes from a company called Boom Supersonic, I think it's called. Super Booster. I think it's called Boom Supersonic. The planes that travel from like New York to LA, or like New York City to London in like 4 hours, maybe even shorter. It's 1.5 times the sound of speed, or the speed of sound. And then you have companies, so that's one huge part. And ArcX is the company, is a ETF I invest in like space exploration and stuff. Anything that includes space, whether it be for commercial property or commercial purposes or whatever. But then you're seeing things like Jeff Bezos. His company Blue Origin, which has been around since 2000, is going to space enjoying the first paid flight to space. It's a different world we're living in right now, and it's a world that people are expecting, but it's going to be here before you know it. Virgin Galactic's, Blue Origin, SpaceX, they're all going to be exploring space very soon. And I'm here for it. I'm excited for it. But I think that's all I really got to talk about, guys. Just a shorter episode today. I feel sick as hell. I need to lay down. I got to finish up one of my assignments for school. Maybe take a quick nap real quick before I got to go to work. Just a short day. It's just a 6-hour day. But thank you guys so much for listening. I'll catch you guys in episode 198 of the Michael Live Show. Thank you for the continued support. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend about it, and I'll catch you guys on Thursday. Peace out. See ya.